welcome to the RecruitAZ podcast as part of ArizonaVarsity.com and ArizonaSportscast.com. I am Ralph Amsden, and today we've got a special show for you. Cody Cameron and Chilly head out to Chandler High School to interview 2020 Chandler High linebacker Malik Reed. Malik was part of Chandler's state championship team last year, a very big part of a very good defense. This year he hopes to take over as a leader and bring Rick Garretson his first championship as head coach of Chandler High. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to Cody Cameron and Chilly's interview of Malik Reed.
RecruitingAZ, episode 4. Cody Cameron, no Alex Simpson this episode. He is in Vegas doing some work. But joining us now is Chilly from the Arizona Varsity crew. Episode 4 coming to you live from the Wolf Den in Chandler High School. And we're with 6'2", 217, class of 2020 defensive end and outside linebacker, Chandler Wolves, Malik Reed. Malik, your first year starting on varsity last year as a junior, huge year. Over 40 tackles. Half of those were tackles for loss, 20.5 tackles for loss, and 8.5 sacks. And to top it all off, another state champion for the Chandler Wolves. Pretty much just summarize your entire junior year for me.
It was a great year. You know, I started off with Colonel Centennial. That was like, after playing them, I could play anybody. I was nervous that game, but after I played them, I knew when I came back to AZ, it was gonna be a lot easier. And then as the season went on, I just learned how to play my position, which really helped. It was just experience, and then once I got it, I got it.
And you're in a program that really strives for that family culture. And so many tremendous athletes have been in this locker room and played, and you've been able to play with a ton. You talked about that Centennial game. You had 2 tackles in that game, and just a couple weeks later, a huge game against the nationally ranked Faith Lutheran team in Nevada. 5 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks in that game. How did you see yourself get better throughout the season in your junior campaign?
It was a lot of it was confidence, just knowing what I could do. And then once I figured out I could do it, I just kept on doing it. And Faith Lutheran was a big game. That was like the turning point for my season.
Recruiting-wise, University of Arizona offers you in May before your junior season. And then after your junior campaign, I should say, your recruiting kind of took off. A couple of huge Big Ten offers, one from Indiana, another from Wisconsin, 2 tremendous programs in the Big Ten, and then Washington State offers you last week. Can you talk to me about this recruiting process and how that's been for you?
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember getting my first offer from U of A, and that was big. It was like a dream come true. And then once I got Wisconsin, I was like, wow, that's a great school. I went up there to visit to them, and it was like, it's legit. I would definitely go there.
Malik, do you feel any pressure now that you do have all these offers heading into your senior year?
I felt pressure heading in my junior because I hadn't played varsity at all. I knew everybody was skeptical, but I proved myself last year. But senior year, I'm just trying to just go crazy, set records and all that. So
kind of like the weight's been lifted off the shoulders a little bit. Now I got to ask this because your former head coach Sean Aguano is now on the Arizona State staff, and that's a program. And you have a couple Pac-12 offers already, but that's a program that has not offered you. If you do land an ASU offer and Aguano's in here, because I know Aguano does love your game, is that something that you would look at as a hometown hero?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely because Coach Aguano's there. He's a great coach, a great person. So I'll definitely look at ASU.
Thinking about next fall here, Malik, you're the guy. You are the guy on this defense, and I praise you all the time. Just watching your film, I think you're one of the top talents, not only just on defense, but the entire class of 2020.
Thank you.
Now, I'm not trying to add any pressure to yourself, but like you said, your game speaks for yourself. What is some stuff you're doing this offseason? I know you're playing on the 2020 Elite and just competing, but what's some stuff that you're doing this offseason to get better next fall?
I've been going real hard on the legs. I thought my legs could have definitely got stronger. And I've been doing speed training every day. And then 7-on-7 with 2020 Elite, that's been helping me a lot with my coverage and all that because I'm transitioning to Mike linebacker, so I'm just getting used to dropping back and stuff.
From going to your first year starting on varsity last year in your junior campaign to now stepping into a leadership role for this Chandler program, what are the steps that it takes to do that, Malik?
To be a leader? Just doing the right things all the time, like Coach Guano said. And just showing them how it's done, always going hard, so little kids, because they look up to you, they do what you do, so I just make sure I'm always setting a good example for them and getting on them when they need it.
Is this the year that Chandler's defense finally gets all the shine, finally gets all the recognition with you and Romney finally anchoring it down? For years it's been, cool Jacob Conover and Librock and, whoever on offense, to Carlos Brooks down to the N'Keal Harris, Chase Lucas. Is this the year that it becomes Chandler defense becomes the signature of how the Wolves win games?
I think it does. Me and Tate. Tate's a great player, me and Tate, so I think it is. We had a great defense last year. We still didn't get the credit, but this year I think we're going to get it, definitely.
You see ASU legends, who I'm not talking about years and years ago, but I'm talking right now, that are ex-Chandler Wolves in N'Keal Harry and Chase Lucas, and especially N'Keal, what he was able to do at the Combine.
Oh, yeah.
Is that something that motivates you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, seeing that they can do it and, like, knowing that they went to the same school as me, like, everything I did definitely motivates me.
Last question here. Coach Garretson steps into a head coaching role. Does anything change in this Chandler program?
No, not really, but I love having Coach Garretson as a coach. Like, it's a little different between him and Iguana because, like, Garretson gets you fired up. Like, Garretson be having you want to hit somebody, like, now. So, yeah. I thought we were going to play with a different energy next year. Cool.
Malik Reed, class of 2020, defensive end, outside linebacker, 6'2", 217. And this is the Recruiting AZ Trail. Cody Cameron, Just Chilly. Catch you guys later. Just finished up the Malik Reed interview. Chilly and I are leaving the Wolf Den. Just watched Chandler High School put on a show in the weight room. Chilly, but let's break down Malik Reed's film. Malik, and I've said this multiple times, I think is one of the best players in the class of 2020, and he's excited and he's ready to get after it next fall. Chilly, but what makes Malik Reed special on the field?
His ability to, track down wherever the ball is at, whoever's carrying it, whoever has it in their hands. He tracks down the ball like a hungry dog looking for meat, looking for food. When we talk about, everybody wants to have a dog on their defense, he's definitely that dog that you want. He's going to find the running back. He's going to find the quarterback. He wants to eat. And his ability, his angles, his pursuit, it's second to none. He's a special outside linebacker, something that, that we're used to seeing at a Centennial or at one of these very, 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 very proud, esteemed defensive schools that get all the credit for those positions. Dude, Chandler hasn't gotten enough credit for what they've done on defense. And I think, this is going to be the year that happens.
Absolutely. I talked to Malik before we talked to him, and Malik was brought up his sophomore year, and in that state championship game against Perry 2 years ago, recorded his first tackle at the varsity level as a sophomore. But I asked him, I said, how was that experience? And he goes, Cody, just learning from the seniors on that team as a sophomore, and now fast forward to now, I'm going to be that guy. He has that dog mentality, and it shows in his stats. 42 tackles, and 20 and a half of them were for tackles for loss. He has a nose for the ball carrier, extremely good form tackler, and his pursuit angles are awesome. Him and Tate Romney, that 1-2 punch, we might be talking about the two best defensive players in the entire state, and the front seven might be at Chandler High School.
One person is going to get 15 sacks because the other person is going to get 15 sacks. One person is going to get 15 sacks because the quarterback's not going to know which way to run. It's going to be absolutely crazy. I cannot wait. I want to see this Chandler defense because they are going to be electric, and it starts with that linebacking core. They've lost some players just like every team does in the state, but especially on the offensive side, you lose Librock, you lose Conover. Now they need a new quarterback, and I think we're going to see, the quarterback leadership come from this defense, and I think it's going to start with the combination of Reed and Romney.
Recruiting AZ podcast, episode 4 from the Wolf Den in Chandler, Arizona. It's been a pleasure, guys. Cody Cameron and Chilly from Arizona Varsity. Until next time.
fantastic episode of the RecruitAZ podcast. Cody Cameron and Chilly out at Chandler High School interviewing Malik Reed. Make sure that you jump over to ArizonaSportsCast.com or ArizonaVarsity.com. Read up, listen up, support everything that we're doing to support these high school kids in their quest to thrive as athletes, thrive as teammates, and thrive as young men. This is Ralph Amsden, again for Cody Cameron and Chilly. We'll catch you next time.
Fell asleep with stains, caked deep in the knees. What a pain. Now hang me up to dry. You wrung me out too